Being vulnerable and going to a place of showing your vulnerability. It's a scary place for people because, what happens a lot, and I hear this a lot in my room, and I know from my own personal experience that, we wake up in the morning and the mask and the hats and all the gear goes on to put on that suit of armour to cope with the day, to meet the people we need to meet our duties, to meet our responsibilities, all that comes with being an adult, and being all grown up. And I suppose sometimes what happens when we're feeling a little bit pushed out, excluded, isolated, I suppose discarded in some way, whatever way it happens and whatever way you feel it in your body, that part of us brings us to a very, very vulnerable place, And we don't need to expose that part because when we show our vulnerability, we show that we're easily attacked and we could be in trouble, So don't show the vulnerable. Always stay strong. And I think that sometimes, it's important to acknowledge that we can be vulnerable and we can show our vulnerability and still be strong and still feel well protected and minded by ourselves and what we need to do, whether it be in boundaries, self-esteem, or values, the responsibility for ourselves. We can do that and still be vulnerable. I shared a video yesterday about anger, my angry outburst, and actually some people didn't really kind of get what I was trying to talk about. I think what I was really trying to explain in my story was that, in that anger, I was triggered. It was historical. It was old. It was back there, way, way back there. But it was re-triggered and it was brought up again from me. And somebody said, you're talking about it, but you're not really saying what happened. It doesn't matter what happened. The fact of the matter is that when I was triggered and I was angry, there was a part of me, the vulnerable part of me, that felt exposed. Now, if I hadn't done the personal development work and the work on myself in this, that could have gone on for days in a relationship with somebody. But because I've done the work and I understand my story and I understand myself better, I'm able to understand where the anger came from and take my part in it and my vulnerability in that space. So I'm sharing with you this morning that sometimes vulnerability will show up with many, 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 many different colours. And it's important to acknowledge it. And don't be afraid of it, because the vulnerable part of you is your human side, behind the suit of armour. You can still wear the armour, but you can just be a little bit softer with it. And I think that's important to mention today. I'll talk to you soon.